Alright, so this is just a quick little cheat 10 tips and tricks tutorial. It's not necessarily like a tutorial for how to cheat 10, but I'm just gonna go over like what worked for me on how I was able to get my cheat 10s like the way I wanted them to be, I guess. But yeah, this is just a request from Yuri. He was curious on like what tips I had to offer on like cheat 10 or whatever, back when I had it like pretty consistent. Um, so yeah, let's just watch this first video. This is like a little montage of how my progression for cheat 10 was when I first was working on it for like the first 2 weeks or whatever. You're gonna notice a couple things right off the bat. The very first clip, I only did single pump. Like I just spammed single pump for like the longest time. Okay, so let's just watch this one more time. So that's a single pump. Okay, now first thing before we get into the whole single pump, take note of where I'm cheating. Okay, so I'm bringing my knee up and look where I'm jumping. So I'm jumping here. Okay, take note of that. Look where my chest is. Look at my hips. All right, it's a little more towards the front. Okay, that's what's known as under cheating. Back then I would under cheat the crap out of my out of my kicks like crazy, and I only did single pump. Okay, and then the kick comes out here. Now that's not on target, right? That's like it's honestly doo-doo. Like the kick was high, right? But the kick was so off target. Like it was way the fuck over here. And I noticed that's how like a majority of people's cheat tens look, right? Because it's like a big problem. Like I'm trying so hard to kick to the front, but for some reason every time I do, I kick to the fucking side. It's like, well, bro, like you gotta do what's called the double pump, which is right here. This isn't a very good double pump, but it's still there. Okay, so there's the double and your kick. Look where the kick comes out. Even that is not completely on target. All right, but it's high and it comes out a lot cleaner, like way cleaner. Like watch it again. Bah. Okay. So first thing here, let's go over I'll break it down from the beginning. Actually, you know what? No. Watch a different cheat 10. That one was kind of doo-doo. This one's also kind of doo-doo. It's kind of off target, right? But I was just still learning it, but not learning it, but I was still drilling it for like 2 weeks straight. This is actually a good example. Okay, so let's go over the beginning of how the trick works, right? How I was able to do it. Let's take note of like where my feet are and stuff. Most people do what's called K-step. If you're comfortable with K-step, do it with K-step, honestly, because you get so much more height out of K-step, and for cheat 10 you need a decent amount of height to get it like good, like to get it where you could kick on target and stuff like that. And the way you do that is you typically with double pump. If you single pump your cheat 10, you can get it high, but it won't be as high as double pump, right? Because when you double pump, you're technically like almost getting your second boost to like, you know, get yourself up higher so you can get the second kick out. It happens a lot quicker too, ironically. But anyway, this is just what worked for me. Single pump was not doing it for me. Like it just kept coming out like garbage. So double pump was definitely the way for me to go. So anyway, arms are good here. Okay, so I'm looking not at the front. I'm actually looking. I'm already trying to look behind me. So that's the first thing. Your head has to look behind, not necessarily behind, but like a 45-degree angle. Okay, and then my arm is a massive hook punch. Right, bend your knees. That's very important. Bend your knees before you go to any cheat kick. If it's cheat 9, cheat 10, whatever you're trying to do, always bend your knees before you go into it. That's how you're going to get height. You can't jump straight legged. You can't just cheat kick with straight legs. There's no way you can do it. You have to bend your knees and you need to go fast, okay? And another thing that a lot of people don't really talk about when they do the cheat kicks, why it's so powerful, is how quick you could switch your feet before you step, okay? So it's important for 540, side swipe, any move where you do a cheat step, okay? But look where I step and then look at my other foot, my left foot, okay? Right here, okay? I'm literally like I'm drilling this momentum to get me enough rebound so I could get an extra jump. You see that? So in your cheat step, you have to think of it like you're jumping as fast as you can to get to your other foot as fast as you can. Okay, if that makes sense. So like I'm literally jumping into it. It's almost like you're doing a pop. Okay, so it's like a jump. Okay, into it now. Over cheating. Okay, so so my arms. Okay, let's break it down a little bit more. I'm getting a little bit ahead. So boom, spot the front. Always spot the front here at the very beginning. Always spot the front. That's how you're gonna be able to, what's it called, get your first pump to be more, you know, accurate to your target. So first pump is here. Okay, look at my arm, dude. My right arm is fucking all the way extended and it's going over my head. Okay, it's not necessarily like going across my body. It still is, right? I mean, it has to, but more so going up. Okay, that's how you drill your momentum. Okay, is your arm. Yeah, right arm punches up, left elbow comes back behind your back. You can kind of see it there. My left arm is going behind me here. And then I'm over cheating like a motherfucker. Okay, like you literally have to bring it here to the very front. Okay, and then once it's here, your leg is about to go for the first pump. Try wrapping it around you. Okay, it's gonna seem weird at first. It might not seem like correct. It might seem like you're just doing like a regular cheat 7, but try to get used to that. It'll help you a lot, like trying to get you to like spin faster or whatever. So yeah, anyway, first pump is here. Okay, so one thing that is strange that I've actually noticed while looking at these clips is that I'm spotting there. You could see, let me see if I could pause this so I can get a better okay, so before I go for my second pump, all right, I'm spotting here for some reason. Like I'm spotting in the corner. Okay, typically the biggest issue that people have with cheat 10 is that they kick too early and it comes out like right here, right? So naturally you would think, okay, well, if I'm spotting the front, and I know I'm spotting the front, like you record yourself and you see yourself spotting the front here before you go for the actual kick, like this leg's about to do the hook kick, right? If I'm spotting here and I'm kicking here, I should be spotting here instead, so I can compensate for my kick to come out to the front. Right? Does that make sense? Right? So you spot to the front, kick here. Okay, well, I'm gonna spot here, so I kick here, right? But for some reason, every time I drilled cheat 10, I found it better to spot here. And I don't know why that is. It might be because of my, like, I don't know, body physique or whatever, but and like the position of my body here, right? Because I'm kind of angled. So technically, like, that would be, like, the front for me. I don't know, but it might explain why my kicks don't come out towards the front still. And it kind of looks like it does, but really it doesn't. Like, it's a little off still here. So let's go ahead and keep watching this. So right arm is still punching over, right? It's punching over because I'm doing that second pump. So this first pump that you do, you're going to do that exact same thing for your second pump. Boom. That right arm's got to come over for that second pump. Has to, all right? Because I learned that for whenever I was spamming cheat 10, anytime that I would bring my right arm over, I noticed that my shoulder and my elbow are in line with my knee and my hip. All right. And it's weird how that fucking works, right? Because I mean, just naturally, it's like twisting, right? It's the same thing. Okay. You have to get your arm over during that second pump. Okay. My second pump's not as apparent as in here. And that explains why my kick came out kind of early, right? But the next clip I'll show you, you're gonna notice that the second pump, the more you could get that knee drive that shit right straight up. Okay, not so low like that. You gotta literally bring this knee to your chest. That second pump has to come to your chest instead of right there. Okay, anyway, still hook punching, right? And like it's all in line, and then the kick will naturally come out. Okay. And getting that kick to get like really, you know, hooky and Andy Lee status or whatever is just practice. There's no real technique to it, but what worked for me to practice it, I thought of it like a back kick. I didn't think of it like a hook kick. At first I thought of it like a hook kick, but the more I wanted to get, you know, like that really cool ass looking hook, like that beefy ass, high ass hook kick, I thought of it like a back kick. So instead of so you come here, you cheat, you're about to go for a 9, but you don't, you just pump it, okay? And from right here, think of it like you're doing a back kick. If you don't know what a back kick is just a side kick, okay? Side kick is like a point, like a flex toe, like this instead of a, what's it called? Round kick. Round kick comes out like this. Okay, side kick comes out like this. Like that, okay? Think of it like that. Like you're doing a side kick here, and you can kind of see it. Oh, shit. You could, my shit's out again. Okay, whatever. Yeah, see, you could kind of see the kick come out like a back kick. Okay, so now, this is the last thing I'm going to show real quick. We'll break it down again real quick. Okay, so step, right? You look kind of at a 45 degree. Same thing, right? Bend your knees. Massive hook arm punch, okay? Your left arm doesn't have to be, like, straight, but it helps me, so I don't know. Just try what works best for you, but definitely focus on these things that worked for me. Big hook punch. Step, look, spot, 45 degrees. Okay, still hook punching. I'm still keeping my arms a little bent, which is fine. Kind of hop into your steps so you can get that rebound. The quality is really shit, so I apologize for that. But you could see I slightly hop to that other foot, right, to get that rebound, right? So quick switch, quick step, right? Get that cheat. Okay, and then you lift. Okay, you lift. That's another thing too I forgot to mention. Blocking is important here. That's something you got to kind of learn when you cheat kick. So if you don't know how to block your cheat nines correctly to get maximum height, work on that. That's a good thing that like to work on. Is if your cheat nine's feeling kind of low or like kind of shitty or it's not good, think about where you're blocking. All right, so instead of like see how like I stop my leg right here. Like, let me see if I could pause this. Oh, it's already paused there. Okay, so right here. My leg, I learned how to figure out how to block with this leg just by itself, and my chest and everything else will follow through and go up. All right, and that comes with like the angle that you cheat step in or whatever. But yeah, so figure out how to block. It's a little self-explanatory. I can't really give tips on that. You just have to figure out how to drive your momentum up. That's basically what blocking is. And once you figure that out, cheat 10s can be a breeze for you. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna continue on here. Big hook punch over the head, right? That's really important. And then look at my legs. So my leg's basically straight right here. Like I'm literally wrapping it, and then it somehow just magically starts to turn into a pump, right? I mean, yeah, it's over cheating, but I mean, people don't really care about over cheating that much. But if you do, what's it called? Just try it. Just try it out. Fuck it. Who cares, man? Like, honestly, it's not a big deal. Nobody cares if you over cheat anymore, unless it's like really over cheated. But this isn't technically super over cheated, but it is considered over cheated. So anyway. Keep it on going, okay? You got that block, you're punching up. And then once you get to this part right here, okay, look at my arm, dude. Like let me see. Okay. So, punching, okay, look at my arm and my knee and my leg. Just keep an eye on that the entire time. This is the second pump. The second pump, okay? My arm and my knee are literally moving at the same time. Like it's weird how that works. Just think about that. If you are having trouble with the second pump, think of it like this. As soon as you're going to go for the 9, bring your right arm up, okay? Like literally like rip it up over you, like you're about to twist, okay? And then your knee will naturally, I guarantee your knee will naturally just go over with it. All right? And yeah, and look at the height, right? Like imagine if I didn't bend my knees here, right? And my legs were straight. It wouldn't look like I had a lot of height, right? But since I'm double pumping and I get an extra little jump in midair, you get massive amounts of height that way, and it just feels so good when you do the double pump. Honestly, it's so much better. So yeah, you hook punch here and then back kick. Okay, think of it like a back kick. It doesn't look like I'm back kicking, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm literally thinking back kick right here is back kick, and the kick will come out. Okay, let's just watch. I guess we'll just watch over this one more time. Okay, so this is single pump. That's me working on the double pump. Still working on it. Not as apparent though. And then right here, it's really apparent that I'm double pumping. Okay, and look at the difference in the kicks on all 3 of the kicks. Watch it one more time. So single pump. Learning how to double pump. Okay, it's looking better. That looks really good. Still not on target though. And then here's like more exaggerated double pump. Okay. Pause this right here. Okay, so I'm sorry if the quality is like really shit, but you could see my face is right here, okay? My eyes are looking over here, all right? And it's strange because I'm gonna look at a clip of InGun right now real quick, but my eyes are looking over here for some reason, but I noticed when, like the issue that I was just talking about earlier, oh god, excuse me, the problem that most people have with cheat 10 is that their kick comes out too early, and it comes out like way the fuck over here, and it looks like trash. So to fix that, right, like naturally you would think, okay, well, if and you're watching yourself, you're recording yourself, right, you're looking at what you're spotting, okay, and you're thinking, okay, well, I'm spotting to the front and my kick is coming out over here, right? So I should be spotting here, right, to this corner, so that way I can compensate for my kick to come out here, right? Logically that makes sense, right? I have tried that, and for some reason it didn't work for me. I don't know why. Like I thought, okay, well, that very first clip I showed you where I only did the single pump. I thought, well, shit, if I'm spotting the front as much as possible, I should spot over here so my kick will come out here, right? Naturally, that's how it should work. But the more I did that, I found myself a lot more discombobulated for some reason. Like I couldn't really keep track of where I was at, and my kick would come out earlier than it was before I was even spotting to the front. Okay, this is just for me personally. Spotting here makes it easier to know where you are. Okay. And typically, like, your hook kick should come out like a rainbow, right? Like this type of effect, right? So if you're spotting here, and you initiate your kick, right, and you put your lockout here, your hook should come across like this. If your lockout comes out over here somewhere, okay. So, you could play around with that too. Some people spot the front, like some people spot over here. Like I know we'll watch Woojin and InGun, so we could compare the two. Woojin spots to the front, okay, but InGun spots over here for his cheat 10, right? And I'll show that in a second. But it, for some reason, just works for me. I don't know, and it works. That I do the same thing for back 12. I do the same thing for cheat 9 knife. Even like cheat 9 knife, like I'll kick here, but I'll be looking here. Like it's fucking weird. Like, but that's a different thing. So, yeah, and I'm thinking back kick here. Same thing. I'm not thinking hook kick at all. I'm thinking back kick. Okay, so let's check out InGun real fast. I'm trying to speed this up as fast as I possibly can. Let's look up InGun G10. Perfect. Okay, this is the video I was looking for. Me and you're just talking about this today. So, it's a fantastic video. If you haven't seen this, you need to fucking watch it. If you're trying to learn cheat 10, you need to watch this, like, every day. Alright? So, let's take a look at Woojin. Okay, so right there, you could clearly see that he spots to the front, right? Now, watch InGun. See, okay, so you could barely see it, alright? They have a different way of doing it than I do, but different spots work for different people. You don't always have to spot to the front or like over here to get your kick to come out like fucking sexy like these dudes, okay? So, let's see if I can slow this down a little bit. So, his cheat kick's actually a little bit under-cheated, but he's so good, like it doesn't even really fucking matter where he cheats, okay? So, and he does that same thing. His K-step gives him a rebound to get him that extra height. See, you can see it right there. How it's a weird way of doing it. He does like a little pepper step. That works with a lot of people, okay? And it's kind of like a cheat. It's weird. I could never get it, but if you can, I highly encourage that you like keep pursuing it, keep drilling it, you know what I mean? Because it will help you make your kicks like look really good. But check out where he's spotting. Even his body's turned all the way the fuck over here, and he's still looking over here. You can't really see it there, but you could tell like he's looking over here. It's not necessarily to the front. Look at one more. Boom. Okay, so that one, you could look how big that was, dude. Oh my god, that's so good. Jesus Christ. So he's spotting here. And look at the kick. It's so good. It's so fucking huge. It's crazy. He's a fucking animal. But yeah, and Woojin, on the other hand, he spots the front. But even then, like, if you had to compare Woojin's, like, actual kick to InGun's, right? Like, see, these are both fantastic cheat 10s, but InGun's kick is so much more snappy. Like, it's way more hook-like. See, there, it's a little strange, you know what I mean? And I don't know if it's like that for all of Woojin's cheat 10s, but oh my god. I can just watch this all day. Oh my god, it's so nasty. Dude. These guys are freaking animals. Yeah, see, his hook's a little strange. It's still good, don't get me wrong. It's beautiful as fuck. But it's a little bit, what you may call it, like, different, you know what I mean? And you can kind of, it almost looks like a side kick, right? Like he's doing it like a back kick, and then he's just bringing it across, right? It just comes out naturally, right? If you think back kick, it's gonna look like a hook kick, trust me. Weird how it works, but it does. So yeah, I hope I didn't ramble too much in this video. Like, I tried to, like, what's it called, keep it kind of condensed, because my other six or five attempts were like all 20 minutes long. So hopefully this didn't like bore the shit out of you and what's it called, make you kind of confused or whatever. But that was just my personal I guess, like, progression for how I was able to get cheat 10s kind of the way I wanted him to. I still wasn't happy with them back then. I was still kind of like, they could be better, you know, I could still kick a little bit later and make it, you know, higher or whatever. But that all just comes with practice, right? So repetition is definitely key with cheat 10. If you don't spam it at session all the time, you're gonna lose it, because it's a lot of muscle memory, right? That's a lot of things to remember, right? Like, you gotta get your fucking right arm here, and then you gotta elbow this back, and then knee up, wind up around you, wrap around, double pump, and then when you double pump, you gotta bring this arm again over your head. Like, it's a lot to remember. So don't get frustrated. But if you start practicing the first two things that I said, like over cheating and then what's it called, double pump, like just trying to do cheat 9 hyper, I guess. Like, you don't have to actually kick, just as long as you work on your cheat 9 with the over cheat. Okay, and then once you feel comfortable with that, start chambering the cheat 9, and then try to hyper it even though it's chambered. Don't kick, just, I mean, if unless you feel like you can kick, then kick, but chamber the kick and then just hyper it, right? See how that feels. Just try to get a feel for that motion, right, where you get the first pump, then the second knee up, and then back down. Then from right there, you'll be like, oh fuck, like the next thing, all I have to do next is just kick. Like, that's it, just kick, right? And then you just go over things that I was saying here earlier, right? Think of it like a back kick, okay? Instead of a hook kick, just try it out, just see what happens. It might come out low, that's fine, okay? But as long as you're getting that extension, that's what's key. Because if you don't get the extension, your kick could come out kind of like a crescent, if you think of it like a hook. Sometimes it can, I don't know, that's happened to me before, but I prevented that by thinking like, back kick. And yeah, if you have any questions, don't message me on YouTube because I probably won't read it, but if you message me on like Facebook or Instagram, I'll link my Instagram in the description of this video, so you can just shoot me a message on that, or send me a video of your cheat 10 if you want me to like help you with it. I don't know, I have no idea who's gonna watch this video, so this is just a little quick thing that Yuri wanted me to do, and I kind of learned a lot from it, actually. Like, I didn't realize that I did some things with cheat 10 that I didn't before when I was actually doing them, especially like that little pepper step thing with the rebound. But that does make sense, right? So if it doesn't, please message me and I will clarify. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Send me your clips on Instagram. I want to see if this helps anybody besides Yuri. I don't know. Maybe it might not even help Yuri. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Peace.